Hey guys, it's Chris Wong. For this video, I'd like to talk briefly about living off dividends. As a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who's interested in building a portfolio. So in this video, I'll talk briefly about the defined funds, JEPY, QQQY, and IWMY. And I'll also compare it to SPYT or other ETFs that give monthly dividends. The goal to live off dividends. The dividends from JEPY, QQQY, and IWMY, they are a very high percentage, and because of the very high dividend yield they pay out, it actually drops the stock price every time the ex-dividend date hits. So for example, when JEPY first came out, I was investing in it. So when I started investing in it, I actually started at a very high price, like around $19.75. And because I bought a lot around that time, I started averaging down with the reinvested dividends, and eventually I averaged down to around $19. But when I actually added up my dividends since holding the funds, and I actually compared it to the difference in the share price between my average book price that I bought all my shares and the current share price, I'm still at a profit. So if you're trying to live off the dividends, you want to make sure that the total dividend that you're going to try to spend for your expenses, it still has to be less than your gains in the total return. So it doesn't make sense to me, for example, if you bought one share of JEPY at say about $19 and the next dividend that got issued is like more than 50 cents, and when it dropped the share price down to below like 18.50, but you decide to use the entire 50 cents on a regular basis, then eventually your total capital is going to go down. So when I'm thinking about trying to live off dividends in the future, using JEPY, QQQY, and IWMY, as long as the total money that you spent from the dividends has to be a lot less than the actual gain you get from the dividends, plus or minus the difference in the share price. So a few days ago, I decided to sell half of my JEPY and QQQY, and I decided to invest more into SPYT and FEPI. So SPYT and FEPI. And the reason why I decided to make that switch is because I want to have more sustainable dividends that were actually not going to depreciate my capital a lot. And I think based on what I saw from the stock chart, the share price seems fairly stable for the last few months, even with paying out 20% or 25% dividend yield. And the ups and downs went along the indexes. I know FEPI is only 15 technology stocks, but all the stocks that are listed on FEPI are on the NASDAQ 100. So I think if the NASDAQ 100 goes up, then FEPI is going to go up. So nothing in this video is financial advice. I decided to make the switch myself for cutting half of JEPY, QQQY into SPYT and FEPI. I still like the high dividend yields of JEPY, QQQY, and IWMY. I actually like the feel of having high yield payouts showing up into my account. And even though I know they're high yields, and even though I know a lot of it has to be reinvested, it actually feels a lot easier for me to reinvest high amounts of dividends into other funds, or even reinvest back into the three defined funds again. I hope you guys find this information helpful. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you guys for watching.